welcome back to Kraken of the Week, Episode 5. This week we are featuring player Hogan's Heroes 15, driving the Russian Tier 5 Tech Tree Destroyer Gnevny, and this is some phenomenal gameplay, truly something to watch. We get to see some kills, we get to see some captures, and a lot of gunboat action. So you can see here, started off just inside the B cap point, and this has got to be the most action-packed spawn point in the game, with both teams starting within firing range of each other, and the action starts almost immediately. Here we see an Omaha and an Alba pop up, and Hogan very smartly switches over to AP, going up against the broadside cruisers, and starts chewing them to pieces. Doing a great job here, going back and forth in the smoke, not sitting in one spot, making it a little bit harder for the enemy players to predict where he's at, because both the Omaha and the Alba have torps that could hit them at this angle. Right there, just a little bit unlucky. The torpedoes ran out of juice just feet away from running into the Omaha. That's alright, still got the guns on target, chewing through to those Citadel hits, stacking up 4 of them for nearly 12,000 damage right there. And things are off to a good start. Unfortunately for the rest of the team, we already have an enemy or a friendly destroyer that is down, and things are a little off there. Alba decides to get aggressive, comes around the island, and starts to turn in. Hogan's Heroes does a great job recognizing that the angle isn't great for AP, switches back to HE rounds, and continues just shooting the Alba as much as possible. Alba does eat a torpedo there, begins flooding, and realizing that the Alba's getting a little too close for comfort and the smoke screen is rolling out, starts to kite away. Ship number 1 down. Now we go back to the Omaha, who is once again completely broadside. Omaha's getting shot at by our teammates just to the east. Switch back over to AP. Get the Citadel a couple more times, and there's got to be no easier target than a broadside Omaha. Truly such a fun target to shoot at. Keep shooting the AP. Omaha's doing his best to try to get into cover behind the island here, but unfortunately he goes down right there, the one last salvo. Unfortunately for us, the Queen Elizabeth did get a salvo off and knocked a good portion of the health off, now sitting just below half health. But with the Queen Elizabeth steering away, it seems that B is now ours to capture. So far, taking over B, take out the Alba, take out the Omaha. Unfortunately, our friendly team, we see another teammate go down there, so we've lost one of each class, destroyer, cruiser, and battleship. Now we're kind of surveying the battlefield to see where the best place to go is next. See that we do have some allies to the east, one ally down to the southwest, kind of cornered down there though. So Hogan begins moving up to the north and just trying to decide what position we're going to take next. Taking a look at the detectability up there in the top left, 6.1 kilometers, so this is a full-on gunboat build. There we did see the Pietro go down, so that was our last teammate in the very far southwest. Twist and Track is saying the nearest enemy is up towards the northeast, so Hogan decides to start pushing up that way and seeing what can happen. Unfortunately, our team is in a severe disadvantage now. Down 2 caps to 1, also down 2 ships, and got to start making some moves here soon if they want to get the win. See the Emerald pop up. Twist and Track is indicating that there is another ship down here somewhere. We're not sure what it is. There was a destroyer spotted at one point there inside the capture point, so there is a decent chance it could be that destroyer. But using the ship's strength, which are the guns, Hogan starts lighting up the Emerald as well as his other teammates. This is a fairly safe move to make, as the Emerald is going to have enough other targets to be shooting at. He may not be worried about the destroyer at this point. But Hogan does a great job continuing to keep the head on the swivel, checking to see where the battleship is shooting. know if they need to be taking evasive action or stop shooting in order to lose detectability. Fortunately, the Queen Elizabeth is more focused about shooting our friendly cruisers. Gives Hogan the green light just to continue shooting at the Emerald. There, the Furitaka comes in with our team, gets the kill, and now we're starting to make a little bit of headway to this hole that the team is in. Twist and track showing, okay, nearest ship is right towards the sea capture point. We were spotted there for a little bit, so we know that the destroyer is close enough that the torpedoes will most likely have the range. Just looking at the roster, we saw that both of them were Japanese destroyers, so longer range, decent speed torpedoes to keep in mind. In the meantime, the Queen Elizabeth has begun to press down into sea also. There we see the first salvo of torpedoes go by. Twist and track's kind of bouncing back and forth. When it starts moving that quick, it's a good indicator that you're getting a lot closer to the ship, and maybe they're moving across. There, Hogan gets spotted. Twist and track saying, okay, it's still behind the island. You can tell whatever the destroyer is, he is trying to run away, use this island as cover. We're not really sure what kind of shape he's in. There, another salvo of torpedoes, and there our last friendly battleship goes down. Fubuki pops up, and this is an unfair fight for the Fubuki. The guns of the Ganeve versus a Japanese boat are just, they can't stand up to it. Fubuki goes down for kill number 3, but now we are still down a single ship. We see the New York. We know that the Queen Elizabeth is also up there to our west. So now we just got to sit in this little pocket where we can remain undetected while we get this capture point. Hogan does a great job checking to see the torpedo path, trying to find out what direction the New York's moving, and then at this point it's just trying to remain undetected long enough to fully get the capture point. In the meantime, while all this is happening, the enemy team has gotten into B. So right now we're just treading water. We're not going to be able to get ahead on a capture point. Things are looking bleak to get the win. Our team, 3 cruisers, 1 destroyer versus 3 battleships, a cruiser, and a destroyer. Honestly, I'm not liking the odds of the blue team right here. Especially at this tier, the cruiser to battleship comparison, the battleships just have such an advantage. Their guns can absolutely punish any cruiser, and at this point I'm a little concerned watching this. I'm not sure that they can pull it off. Twist and track is showing that the closest ship is the, with that in mind, and then the last time it being spotted just inside the detection range. Hogan does get spotted coming around the island, immediately opens up the guns, hoping that the QE doesn't take interest. Fortunately, he does. Has HE loaded. Fortunately, a lot of the shells miss. But that was a very bold strategy. Fortunately, paid off. And at this point, just keep the guns rolling. Try to get fires going on these ships. The Texas is pushing in from the central. So now we have 2 battleships coming at us. And this is a really good example of where the Russian destroyers' lack of range on their torpedoes is just such a big disadvantage. If they had even had 7-kilometer torpedoes right here, Hogan's would have been able to go out and really just start torpedoing these boats. But unfortunately, every ship line has its trade-offs, and this one is you have to trade torpedo range in order to get some super strong guns. Here, bold move by the Matsuki, opening up its guns, deciding to get in a firefight with the Ganeve. With the 2 guns of the Matsuki on, I think, 7 or 8 second reload time. Not the best tactical move. Just really a throw moment by this destroyer. In the meantime, though, the Furitaka had pushed in pretty solidly, requiring Hogan to go ahead, start kiting away, trying to turn, get the torpedo launchers on target. Does a great job here, firing on either side of the path line. Most likely the Furitaka is going to be maneuvering at some point. So making sure to cover both sides of the path line is going to give you the best opportunity to land at least one torpedo, which in this instance is all that's needed. Switching back to AP on the broadside cruiser, gets a Citadel hit, and then one of the torpedoes lands, getting kill number 4. So overall, look at the ribbons up there. Just an impressive array of ribbons. We got hits, defends, incapacitations, citadels, flooding, torp hits, kills, captures, and fires. Really kind of doing it all so far this game. But now we got 2 battleships and the Mutsuki left. And really got to start making some moves. Fortunately, we're back ahead in the ship lead, but we are down 2 capture points to 1. With as much time as there on the clock, getting kills is about the only way to win. So Hogan's decides to go ahead, push in on the Mutsuki, get aggressive, but the battleships have came in close enough that they are within the detection range. Now right here, this is a key moment and a key failure of the red team. They do not shoot at Hogan's. Those are some secondary shots you see coming in there. Hogan does a great job locking on the Mutsuki. Right here, this is a great play. Turning left, trying to throw off the Mutsuki's torpedo aiming, and instead of continuing with that turn, cutting back in. There's a habit a lot of time for your destroyer player to continue that left turn to get all the guns on target, but instead you're going to run into torpedoes. Here Hogan does a great job avoiding the torpedoes, getting the 5th kill, and now is in great shape. Now it's 2 battleships versus 3 cruisers and a destroyer. And still, the battleships just completely ignore the destroyer. Such a huge lapse in judgment right here. This could have been a great opportunity for these ships to go ahead and take out the destroyer, because if they had, most likely they can survive a little bit longer. You're watching these guns, you know, they're not doing a lot of damage, but it's enough damage where it's going to stack up over the course of 2 minutes, which is what we have left on the clock. Just really, really bad tactics by the red team here. Hogan's, though, doing what he needs to do to win. At this point, you got to get the kills, so you have to keep the guns active, keep them shooting, and then just using the island for cover as needed. So far, another monster game. 79,000 damage done. Texas, he's getting shot at from all angles. Realizing that he probably made a mistake here. Eats the torpedoes from the Furitaka. And now all we have left is the Queen Elizabeth that spawned at B across from us. Queen Elizabeth is pushing in. Torpedo tracker shows that it is moving slightly in our direction, which is great given the 4-kilometer range of the Genovese torpedoes. At this point, it's too late for the Queen Elizabeth. The torpedoes are in the water. Doesn't look like they're turning away. And Hogan is in order here to get kill number 6. Not only is it going to be kill number 6, we're going to see the Confederate and high caliber come in, and a phenomenal gameplay, monster XP game, scoring nearly 1,500 more than the second place. That's what we have for Kraken of the Week, episode 5. Thanks for watching, y'all. If this is your first time coming to the channel, consider hitting subscribe. We'll have a lot more videos coming at you shortly. If you have your own Kraken you'd like to submit, follow the Google form below. We'll see you next time.